Affordable and accessible internet is the watchword as Dominica develops a national broadband strategy. Public-private sector partnership on the table as government looks at the future of the geothermal industry. And 2 new features added to this year's Domfesta lineup. I am Julian Morris with the Channel 5 News. The details coming up. First up, the affordability and accessibility of broadband internet access will take the spotlight this week as a national broadband strategy is being developed. To this end, a 4-day broadband consultation which opened on Tuesday is being attended by stakeholders including the telecommunications sector. The International Telecommunications Union and the Commonwealth Telecommunications Organization are assisting the country with the broadband strategy.
2 things we are interested in is affordability and the access. Affordability and access. How can you make broadband accessible? How can you make it affordable? And once people can be able to afford, how do we make the services that the director from NTRC talked about? How do you encourage those services to be there? The second thing that we look at is the issue of cybersecurity and cybercrime. As we develop the broadband strategy, at the back of our mind, we have to think of 2 things. How do we protect the citizens? How do we protect the data that we are going to be spewing or actually sharing over these broadband services?
Another issue the consultation will consider is how broadband can serve as an enabler to socio-economic development.
We all know, and most of you would appreciate, if not all, that broadband internet is increasingly accepted as a general purpose technology and dramatically affects the way people communicate, the way we do business, the way we interact with governments, with social groups, the way we educate ourselves, and the way we inform ourselves generally. Now, this requires, Mr. Minister, governments to pursue policies that will have a significant impact on internet usage, including an enhanced effort to deploy broadband, whether it be fixed, whether it be wired or wireless, to create those kinds of infrastructures to include broadband in universal access plans.
In other top stories now, large sums of money required to advance delivery of geothermal energy, and the possibility of public-private sector partnership is up for discussion.
Over 50 million EC dollars have already been spent to explore the country's geothermal potential. Of that amount, $30.5 million was spent in test drilling at Roseau Valley. Construction of a small-scale geothermal power plant is also on the cards, a project government hoped to be commissioned by 2017. The plant will enable actual production of geothermal energy. The Swedish ambassador to CARICOM says he hopes Dominica can be among top fossil fuel-free countries. Nearly 65% of the country's electricity production is based on fossil fuel.
I know you have great potential here in the geothermal area. Lots of preparatory work that needs to be done. I hope it can be pursued. Maybe the Green Climate Fund can support you. Sweden, I like to say again, without wanting to brag too much, but Sweden is the largest contributor per capita to the Green Climate Fund. That's actually $580 million US. And I think on a personal level, and I think the member of the board, which is a Swede, one of the members of the board, great if some of that money could go to Dominica, because you need it, and we would support that. So I think, and we have been working for SIDS getting better access to the climate funds. So I hope you will try and get the money you need to pursue this very worthwhile geothermal project.
In May 2015, Prime Minister Skerritt announced a cabinet decision to contract a US $50 million loan from the World Bank to finance the geothermal project. While he says the Ministry of Energy and the Attorney General's office have approved the geothermal bill, its presentation at Parliament had been delayed to review observations made by stakeholders on the document. Skerritt believes private sector investment is needed to drive geothermal energy, recognizing there have been challenges in financing compounded by the passage of Tropical Storm Erika.
And we have friendly partners who have indicated to us our financing We have funds that have been pledged to us by the World Bank. It's a matter for us now to conclude on this. But whether we go with it alone or with a partner, I'm saying that that project will be pursued by the government and people of Dominica. And I believe it's an opportunity for the private sector, local Dominicans, for you to own, to be part owners by putting equity into this project and having a joint project between the government and yourself. What a wonderful opportunity this is, that you can get together as a private sector and bring in 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or $20 million to the government and say, I want to be a partner. How many shares can I get?
In other news, business development and the project officers are learning to derive more benefits from micro, small and medium-sized enterprises. That's the aim of a 3-day workshop on managing for development results for business support organizations. The ongoing workshop is coordinated by the Dominica Agricultural and Industrial Development Bank, Aid Bank, through the Caribbean Development Bank.
As we go through the next 3 days, you will see that it is a strategy which aims to improve transparency, effectiveness and accountability through defining the results, through monitoring and evaluation, and through the integration of lessons learned into management decisions. What we want is for our projects to stand out and that we can show that we are presenting sustainable projects that allow us to have some level of continuity into the future. This is what donors are looking for right now.
The Caribbean Technological Consultancy Services, CTCS, a network operated by the Caribbean Development Bank, also plays an integral role in this project.
The fundamental role of the CTCS is to contribute to strengthening private sector capabilities by linking persons who have business and technical experience, like some of you here, with businesses requiring consulting advice and assistance, some of you here as well. The CTCS fulfills this role by its interventions under 3 principal modalities, namely direct technical assistance, workshops, and job attachments. Businesses today have to adapt to climate change in ways that allow them to ultimately gain a competitive advantage.
Pascal says micro, small and medium-sized enterprises play an important role in the economy.
The Aid Bank was the first development bank which received an unsecured line of credit of US $500,000 to provide energy efficiency and renewable energy financing to MSMEs. The MSME sector, which we recognize is a sector with growing importance in economies like ours, and a sector for which we all have a collective responsibility. We must recognize that MSMEs have tremendous power to positively impact operational efficiencies, sustainability, employment, revenue generation, foreign exchange earnings, and the overall growth and development of our economy.
Meantime, expanded opportunities for employment is one of the expected outcomes of the training workshop for micro, small and medium-sized enterprises. The Minister for Small Business Development addressed the opening ceremony of a workshop titled Managing for Development Results on Tuesday.
We envision increased efficiency, effective business leadership, improved productivity and production, quality goods and services, an environment that allows small and micro businesses to maximize their potential within available value chains and contribute to further growth and development of our island state. We anticipate further strengthening of our key institutions to direct MSMEs in Dominica towards export-ready goods and services to take advantage of opportunities within CARICOM single market and economy and new opportunities in Dominica.
Minister Paul says MSME development is in keeping with the country's recognition of United Nations Sustainable Development Goals.
We speak of the goals related to no poverty, decent and economic growth, industry and innovation, reduce inequalities, sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumption and production, and improve partnerships to achieve these goals. I implore you to appreciate your role in this process of development. We in the business of enterprise development have a collective responsibility to ensure that investments made reap results and that we should all be committed to succeed.
And pretty soon, internet and phone will not be the only services which Flow Dominica will offer, as the company is preparing to offer TV service. Flow is part of the Cable and Wireless Communications group of companies. Flow's general manager, Jeffrey Baptiste, told Channel 5 News the company's aim is to become a full-service provider in the telecommunications market.
If I had to measure where I was maybe 6 months ago to where I stand now, I'll tell you we're very, very close to making that a reality. I think the Dominican consumer will benefit at the end of the day. We are well placed to be the owner and operator of a cable TV company in this market. Having cable TV as part of our product portfolio was something that certainly was missing, and we are very close to really bringing that home. We've spoken about it on many occasions before. I think people need to accept, and not just accept, but recognize the confidence in which I speak when I speak to the seriousness at which we really look at television, and how television will become an important part of the product mix that we offer to the market.
Flow's parent company, Cable and Wireless, also owns Columbus Communications, a provider of cable television, telephone and internet service. You're watching Channel 5 News. Coming up, Domfesta 2016. Dominicans and visitors alike should experience added improvement in the surroundings at Douglas Charles Airport by August this year. A lot has improved at Douglas Charles Airport since Tropical Storm Erica in August 2015, a weather event which proved a major setback for the island's main airport. But on Monday, government signed a contract for the supervision of works under the Douglas Charles Airport Rehabilitation Project. The project is expected to last 4 months.
These works include repair to the free taxiways, drainage rehabilitation, repair to the runway, repair to the wall along the river, as well as construction of an extension to the seawall and a new crossing structure going east from the runway, from the airport actually. Addition to that, there is ongoing fencing works at the airport that is in an advanced stage. But the primary role of the consultant is to supervise the contract which is ongoing with Sotrodom, which is in the value of $30 million. The consultant is expected to represent the government on site in overseeing the works to ensure that it is done in a timely manner, and also to ensure that it is done to the standards in terms of quality that is expected. The airport being a very important piece of infrastructure to Dominica, we have to ensure that the works are done to the highest standard.
And one local businessman is recommending that a profitable collaboration between agriculture, conservation and tourism could contribute significantly to building Dominica back better. Parry Bellat, who is a member of the Eco-Tourism Association, says he's concerned about the frequent workshops and seminars on agriculture with little show by way of results.
Is there a possibility of using the tourism sector to augment the income of the farming sector? It's been many years, our association and others have been preaching that there's opportunity for farmers to make money by having tourists visit some of the estates under certain conditions, of course, paying money to visit the farms and actually picking some of the fruit. For people who come from New York and so on, that would be a wonderful experience. They don't have that experience at all, and the farmers are making money. But of course it takes organization. The farming groups have to come. There needs to be some kind of collaboration with the tourist thing when the buses are going up, not only to visit sites, but these are the farms that have given permission to regulation. You go to there's somebody waiting on a cruise ship day to meet with people and their children and so on. They pay almost like a user fee, a little higher than a user fee. That's why the farmer, and directly to the farmer, get that money. So there is need for that kind of thing.
Bellat believes the post-Erica period is the opportune time to explore such innovative initiatives. He says stakeholders would then have to be identified who can take these initiatives forward. Meantime, Bellat believes Dominica's farmers are aging and serious planning needs to be done regarding the sustainability of the farming sector.
I attended a recent meeting with IMF officials, and they were the ones that brought out that subject, that they note from the statistics that farmers are very much an aging group. What is Dominica doing to attract the youth? And think about it, what recent initiatives have come through, either by the government or the farming sector themselves, to attract young people? We have to make an effort, otherwise agriculture will die.
Government has been reaching out to young people in an effort to encourage them to get involved in farming as a career. The NAP is one such initiative. The Dominica State College is also catering to students who are serious about pursuing a career in agriculture. 2 new features have been added to the calendar of events for Domfesta this year. For the first time, Domfesta will recognize International Jazz Day on 30th April, and there will be the screening of various films during Tuesdays in May, dubbed Dominica Film Nights. The Domfesta calendar of activities for 2016 is being described as a program with a difference.
International Jazz Day was created or formalized in 2011 by UNESCO and is celebrated on the 30th of April annually. This year, Dominica will be observing International Jazz Day for the first time. The reason Discover Dominica partnered on this event is because as part of our mandate in the Jazz and Creole Festival is to ensure that there is more appreciation of jazz in Dominica.
Domfesta, in a sense, marks the first real foray into the screening of films on a sustained basis, and we are expecting that over the next several months that we will organize additional, what we might call film festivals, but films focusing on Caribbean genres, on African themes, or on Cuban, Venezuelan, French. The range of, the world really is available and open to us in that dimension.
The Music Lovers Band will celebrate its 65th anniversary this year, and Domfesta events will also take on a stance against violence in society.
The Dominica Government Band is an institution with a permanent responsibility and a mandate to sustain its legacy by producing quality music along professional lines geared towards continued development of our cultural development. This is why, for our 65th anniversary, we celebrate by presenting to the Dominican public a grand concert at the People's Park on Friday, June 3rd at 7:30 p.m.
The Cultural Division has an Arts for Violence Prevention program, which uses the performing arts for violence prevention education. This is done in schools, communities, and the prison. For Domfesta 2016, we decided to broaden participation in the program by addressing the issues of increased violence that plague our communities through the Domfesta 2016 poetry show entitled Poetry Against Violence.
The 33-year-old festival caters to all contemporary art forms in the country.
Celebrating the Dream, a dance concert by the Waitukubul Dance Theatre Company to be staged on April 29th and 30th at the Arawak House of Culture from 8 p.m. The annual Quayo Spelling Bee competition for primary schools takes place in 2 stages. May 4th, semi-finals in various districts, and May 11th, the finals at the Arawak House of Culture from 10 a.m. This year, the Domfesta Art Exhibition opens on May 4th at 7:30 p.m. here at the Old Mill Cultural Center with live music featuring Julie Mate and Gregory Rabes. The exhibition runs throughout the month of May, not until a play by the New Dimensions Theatre, May 6th to 8th, 8 p.m. at the Arawak House of Culture. The Steel Pan concert, Moods of Steel, will take place on May 21st. The Steel Pan concert will be staged at the Alliance Française.
An amateur drama night, Africa Week, the Dim High Scorers concert, and a play directed by Alwyn Bully are among other events scheduled for Domfesta celebrations, which runs from the 29th of April to the 4th of June. Meantime, the Dominica Institute for the Arts, DIFA, has received a donation from the Dream Foundation. The Dream Foundation is the brainchild of Miss Dominica 2013, Leslasa Amo-Shillingford. The foundation aims at bringing a wider appreciation of the arts to the Dominican public.
Over the years, Leslasa, having dance and arts as one of her, core hobbies and one of her passions, she has done or brought about a couple refurbishments to the dance studio near the Old Mill. including full-length mirrors as well as ballet bars. And then this was the final installment for what we think is necessary at the old mill right now. It's a sound system that can be used for all activities that happen at the dance studio, from fitness to dance to theatricals.
DIFA's dance studio has developed significantly through the assistance of the Dream Foundation.
The dance studio came into being through the Dream Foundation. We had the space, but in terms of the bars, the mirrors, I mean, and people who come to our dance studio often say that this actually is quite a state-of-the-art for a little Dominica dance studio. So it really came to pass through the Dream Foundation. I want to thank you all and to thank you for your interest in the arts in general. I think if we had many, many more persons with the same feeling, the same passion, the same dream, like the Dream Foundation, we'd really go very far in the arts.
DIFA will hold its end-of-year ceremony on Thursday at the Arawak House of Culture. That's news. We join Kenny Williams next with your sports highlights.
Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us. First up, West Indies legends, the group of retired cricketers, are calling for the dissolution of what they deem to be an obsolete West Indies cricket board. In line with the CARICOM Cricket Review Panel's recommendations, the legends' wish list include the immediate resignation of all current WICB directors, establishment of an interim board, formation of a new board structure, all sponsors of West Indies cricket to make good governance a condition for financial support, the ICC to understand that the dysfunctional management and poor leadership of the WICB are harming the game, and CARICOM to appoint an independent auditor to carry out a detailed forensic audit of the board. Present at the meeting were Gary Sobers, Viv Richards, Wes Hall, and Andy Roberts. Still in sports, 12 matches are lined up in the Dominica Football Association leagues this week into the weekend. DFA's PRO Gerald George has details.
In the All-Island League on Wednesday, Club Lubia will take on Andy Williams Spartans at the Pori playing field at 5 p.m. While at the Benjamin Park, it will be Calibishi versus Wood City Strikers at 6 p.m. On Thursday, Bafa State Football Club will come up against Times Ballers Middleham United at 5 p.m. in the first match of a doubleheader at the Newton playing field, while in the second match, White River Ballers will battle Haitian Angels at 7 p.m. And at the Benjamin Park, it will be Nemesis United versus Jubla Football Club at 5:30 p.m. On Friday, Goodwill All-Stars will take on Mao Soka Strikers at 5 p.m. at the Newton playing field. On Saturday, Club Lubia will come up against South City All-Stars at the Pori playing field at 3 p.m. While at the Castle Bruce playing field, it will be East Central Young Boys versus Calibishi, also at 3 p.m. And at the Newton playing field, Digicel Newton Juvenile Academy Harlem United will battle Delton United at 5:30 p.m. While at the Benjamin Park, it will be Wood City Strikers versus Buster Warner at 3 p.m. Meanwhile, in the Domlek Women's League on Sunday, defending champions New India Goodwill Runners will take on Bomber Starlights at the Newton playing field. While at the Teaser Grounds in Maho, it will be Maho Soka Strikers versus Wood City Strikers. Both matches begin at 3 p.m.
On the local cricket scene, Dominica Grammar School won over Pierre Charles Secondary by an innings and 42 runs. DGS batted first and scored 133 all out. Cody Peltier 49, Shaheem Caesar 21, and Ethan Duck drove 16. Kieran Tuse 5 for 36 and Shania Ryan 3 for 29 for PCSS. Pierre Charles replied with 51 all out. Shania Ryan 12. Cody Peltier took 4 for 18 and Brian 2 for 21 for DGS. Following on, PCSS posted 40 all out. Shania Ryan scored 13. Ethan Ducktrove took 5 for 5 and Cody Peltier 4 for 18 for DGS. Meantime, the league continues on Wednesday when the St. Mary's Academy and Goodwill Secondary face off at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium. Wednesday's game is the final match for the week in Zone A and begins at 10 a.m. Still in local cricket, there were wins for Woti Challengers and Cornwall Sports Club in action from the 2016 Big Edge Gifford Tuse Softball Championships on Sunday. In Game 1, Challengers captured a 49-run win against Stu Co-Construction Hammers. Woti, first at the crease, scored 112 all-out in 13.1 overs. Yen Abraham 71 and Rion Abraham 16. Frankie Frank picked up 3 for 28 and Eddie Warrington 2 for 21. Hammers in reply were 63 all-out. The only batsmen with double figures were Kimo 24 and Eddie Warrington 12. Nick Bruno and Ronnie Abraham went through the Hammers batting lineup, picking up 6 for 15 and 2 for 7 respectively. Meantime, in the second game, Cornwall Sports Club handed down a 35-run hammering to Kalinago territory. The winners took first knock and posted 175 for 8. M. Woody added 75, while Andy Matthews and Jerlani Robinson supported with 31 and 24 respectively. Kalinago territory next at the crease answered with 140, Gabriel John 40 and Dustin Joseph 34. K. Maglaw picked up 3 for 24. Games in the softball championships will continue this weekend. In high school sports, Dominica State College defeated Dominica Grammar School 48-43. DSC top shooter was Aliyah Prince, 31. Top scorers for DGS were Valencia John, 17, Melissa Maglo and Kayla Winston, 14, and Raquel Marshall, 10. Still in sports division games, at Castle Bruce, Grand Ford defeated Savonpai 5-3. Scoring for Castle Bruce was Sarai Coffey with 4 and Owana Phillip 1. For Savonpai, Kayla George 2 and Star Humphrey 1. Meantime, at Benjamin's Park, Woodford Hill dominated their game against St. John's Primary 2-0. Tisadi Africa scored both goals for Woodford Hill. And over at Newtown, Salisbury bested Granby 2-0, and the game between Goodwill and Newtown finished in a 1-all draw at full and extra time. However, on penalty shootouts, Goodwill won 3-2. This means that Grand 4, Woodford Hill, Salisbury, and Goodwill Primary Schools will advance to the semi-final rounds. Come with me now to Mohali to check out the 13th Indian Premier League match. Kolkata Knight Riders defeated Kings 11 Punjab by 6 wickets with 11 balls remaining on Tuesday. Punjab batted first and scored 138 for 8 with M. Vora top scoring with 56. Windy's Sunil Narayan took 2 for 22 and Mohan Morkel 2 for 27 for Knight Riders. Set 139 for victory, Knight Riders posted 141 for 4 with Robin Uthappa scoring 53. Final scores, Kings 11 Punjab 138 for 9 in 20 overs, Kolkata Knight Riders 141 for 4 in 17.1 overs. That's all the sports for now. I am Kenny Williams. Join us again next time.
Coming up next, your weather report.
Good evening. Welcome to tonight's weather broadcast. I am Janelle Macpherson. A trough system continued to be the dominant feature today, resulting in multi-layered clouds across the region. Visible satellite imagery showed convective clouds across the Leeward Islands and Dominica. Radar imagery indicated some shower activity across Dominica and the Leeward Islands. The weather for tonight is expected to be mostly cloudy with scattered showers, and similar conditions can be expected tomorrow. Sea conditions tomorrow are expected to be moderate with waves peaking up to 7 feet. Small craft operators and sea bathers are advised to exercise caution. Looking ahead, instability and available low-level moisture will result in cloudy skies across Dominica with some scattered showers. A slight improvement can be expected by Friday. Across the Caribbean tomorrow, the trough system will generate partly cloudy to cloudy skies across the northern and the central portion of the region. Scattered showers and possible isolated thunderstorms can be expected. On the international cities forecast, clear skies expected in New York and London, partly cloudy skies in Miami and Beijing, possible thunderstorm activity in Caracas. The sun will rise at 5:47 a.m. and set at 6:21 p.m. For up-to-date weather information, please visit our website at weather.gov.dm or call the weather hotline at 447-5555. Thank you for viewing and have a good night.
And to end the news, the headlines again. Affordable and accessible internet is the watchword as Dominica develops a national broadband strategy. Public-private sector partnership is on the table as government looks at the future of geothermal energy, and 2 new features added to this year's Domfesta lineup. Feel free to contact us at news@mapping2k4.com. You can also access our past newscasts on our YouTube page. On behalf of the production team, I am Julian Norris. Thanks for watching. To you or viewers at home and abroad, join us tomorrow.